Welcome to your Cochrane Right Now. This is a weekly podcast all about the best town in the world, Cochrane, Alberta. My name's Eric Ruddle, joined by Lauren Meister. And happy birthday, Lauren.
Thank you.
Yes, I like your crown. It's very nice. But it finally matches, right? Because you wear it every day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you gave me a wand here to go with it, too. I feel very special.
Yeah, we go big here at Cochrane now. I'm wearing like a Happy New Year's hat, too. So, you know, it's just...
And I think you're wearing it backwards, actually.
You can't wear one of these hats backwards.
Yeah, because it's
a
got
cone.
It's got a crease on the front, though.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, It's all good. You can't see it on the camera.
It's been a crazy good week here in Cochrane. And of course, we talk about all the things going on in town. And I love that all of the big franchises here in Cochrane are starting to just really support local. Mm-hmm. So we found out last week it was the Smile Cookie Day. They raised $18,000 just for the accidents.
Incredible.
And then we jumped to McDonald's McHappy Day yesterday. A big blast. So many people rocking those socks, and they were just raising money for the Royal McDonald House, which isn't in Cochrane, but sadly there are a lot of families who rely on it.
A lot of people, utilize the Ronald McDonald House. So it's definitely something that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts.
And talking about sad stuff, right? You had to run the drive-thru, and I just imagine so many kids were heartbroken when they opened their thing. No toys, half the nuggets, like... Don't quit your day job.
Yeah,
Lauren.
you know, I gotta say, working in fast food is not for the faint of heart.
No.
There were a lot of things happening. So many buttons, so many machines, so many different like noises and just things to follow along. And it's amazing how quick everything has to be done too.
Yeah.
It's so competitive. There was a lot of things. There was a lot of pressure. I was actually shaking at one point. All the people, they fully understood that we had no idea what we were doing, and they knew it was McHappy Day. They knew we were from the radio station, but I feel for anybody working in fast food.
And you talked about the time factor. If you ever have a conversation with somebody in a drive-thru, you got to imagine they must really like you because they are timed. Mm-hmm. And I was leaning out the window, hey, how's it going? What radio station are you listening to? It's probably killing them because they have an average score and all that stuff. But really, if you are ever a person who's like, oh, they get mad at these poor fast food workers, just go work that line for a half an hour.
Yeah.
You will never yell at another worker again. My goodness, it is just awesome. But of course, for a great cause.
It was
too.
And I was so thrown off. Remember the guy who asked me for ketchup?
Yeah.
Like that totally threw off my game because everything else is fully prepared.
Yeah.
And then one small little hiccup, you're just like, you're scrambling.
Exactly. So don't ask for ketchup.
No, just don't do it.
And last week, it was really cool. We actually got to bring a horse into the radio station. Now, that is a rarity for us. We bring cats, dogs, whatever in here. Mm-hmm. But a horse. So Roar was down here in town, and what were they doing again?
So they were actually doing visits over at Bethany Care, nice. And they're actually therapy horses. So these are specialty trained horses that just bring a calming, like a happy effect to people who get to kind of give them snuggles and pets and whatnot. So they actually get to go hang out with seniors who don't get out of Bethany very often. And you could just see the smiles on all of the seniors' faces when they went for the visit.
And the seniors were just sitting in like a circle in their chairs, some in wheelchairs even. And these horses are just so highly trained. They would come and almost like hug them. They'd lay their head on their lap while they talked and pet them. It was awesome. So, of course, we were down there covering the story. But then they were like, oh, we'd love if you guys ever wanted us to come by the radio station. We're like, what? And Lauren, you are not the biggest like dog cat fan, right? You can pet them, you love them, but hey, whatever. It's a dog or a cat. When she said she would bring a miniature horse into the studio, you were just like a little kid. It was awesome.
It was really cool. I mean, how often do you get to hang out with a miniature horse? And I mean, we both have been in radio for a long time. Do you even know anybody who's ever interviewed a miniature horse and brought a miniature horse into a radio station? Like, that's pretty rare.
That is super rare. That is super. One time I interviewed a sloth and an armadillo.
That's pretty cool. But I still think a miniature horse is cooler.
Horse is pretty cool. So they brought them in. They honestly, we'll throw a video up on our Facebook page after this of just a horse walking into the radio station and coming right here into the studio. We got to talk with him. Was it Hugs or Hershey?
It was Hershey who was
Hershey.
in. Yeah.
This one. And let me tell you, just the cutest creature in the world. And so calm, right?
So calm, just kind of hanging out. She was a little shy.
And
we were asking a bunch of questions. She didn't really have a lot to say.
And she did do what horses do. And right, she wasn't wearing a diaper or anything. She probably doesn't spend a lot of time on a radio station. So the nerves got to her.
I think she was nervous meeting you.
Exactly. And I was surprised. You rushed to clean it up. You were just like, I got it, guys, yet again. I don't know if I brought a dog in and they had a little bit of an accident.
Yeah.
You would rush to it.
No, that's your
job. But a horse, you were just like, I got it.
I don't mind horse accidents. It's not a big deal because horses are cute.
Yeah, what their accidents aren't though. I don't know. You got to watch this video. It's super cute and we'll throw it up there. And talking about being able to clean up and all that stuff, we were talking about not wanting to go camping. I'm not super rich like you, Lauren. I don't have an RV. So if I go camping, I have to sleep on the ground outside with the elements in my $30 tent. Sounds awful.
I'm sure you have a sleeping bag.
You'd think. Usually we just bring like blankets, right? Like
oh, that'd be terrible because then the cold air leaks in.
Exactly. And you touch the wall and it's wet. See, camping's a bad idea.
That'd be terrible.
But the SLS Center is like, hey, we have a better idea. We want everyone to camp inside the center. How cool is that?
So cool. Yeah, they have the perfect solution especially because May long weekend, it's known to be the worst weekend ever. Like it's the kickoff to, I mean, it is for weather.
Awful.
Weather-wise. No, It's always a great weekend, but let's be real. The forecast can be calling for 30 degrees, but it'll change and it's going to be rainy and snowy. Like this always happens.
A sidebar here. So in Canada, May long's called two different things.
Yeah.
May long here, May 2-4 over in Eastern Canada.
And it's technically called Victoria Day long weekend. Sure. That's the technical term.
But we're getting so many people moving here from Ontario. Do you think we will eventually turn into calling it May 2-4 here in Cochrane?
I hope not, because it doesn't always fall on May 24th. This year, it's going to be on like May 19th or May 20th, I think.
I don't know if it had anything to do with the date, more like how many drinks come in a package.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with sometimes it's on May 24th. I don't know.
I think it might be a drink thing. I don't know, though, but we could. I don't know.
We need to ask somebody from the eastern part of Canada. I'm not from the east, so
just walk down the street here in Cochrane, you'll find.
Yeah, I don't know. I like May long or Victoria Day because, of course, I like all of the royal things.
No one would know what Victoria Day meant. If you told me it's Victoria Day, I would think that is August long weekend. I'll be honest. What's August long weekend?
Heritage Day.
Okay. I don't know.
Are you even Canadian?
Miss Calendar over here. Anyway, if you want to enjoy May 2-4 down at the SLS Center, you can go do that inside. And it's election time here in Cochrane. And you know what? Honestly, I'm pretty impressed because it's not disgusting outside with signs on every single corner. There are some certain locations that it is overstuffed. And if you go along... So that would be Griffin Road towards that intersection, and you get to turn left to cross the bridge. On the other end, there's a huge ravine, and there's some blue signs down into the ravine going up a steep hill. And I just got to give it to the political volunteers who probably put up the signs. They were committed, and I've noticed.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've noticed.
That's
yes. Good. Did it get your vote?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, right? It'll be interesting to see where this goes. And I know it's very controversial. And even I've seen some shout outs to cancel it right now due to the emergency in North Alberta, because we're kind of pulled in two different directions, right? One, emergency, two, election. It's like we should probably be focusing on the burning side of the province.
Yeah. There's like 30,000 people out of their homes right now. So they're not really thinking about going to the polls right now.
Where am I going to vote?
Well, yeah, and they can't even have people door knocking right now because they're not at home. I mean, it's not really a thing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, here in Cochrane, it's true. You can't really compare the signage to, the municipal election where we had 20 people running for town council and whatnot. Yeah.
Federal was so bad.
You think?
There were so many signs.
Maybe. I guess they blur together.
There you go. All
They
signs all
just
the time.
signs. My biggest thing always is, where do they keep these signs when they're not?
I think they make new ones every time.
Oh, you think?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Let's take some pictures of these signs.
We need to call Peter Guthrie and find out. Because this isn't his first go round.
Exactly.
He's got these signs. I think he stores them somewhere.
And he's probably not busy right now, right? He's ready for the signage.
Oh, yeah. We need to, exactly. He's probably sitting at home waiting for our call.
But maybe not him, because he has like an office in town, right? Because, of course, he is in office right now. What about the other people who are running? Because also, if you don't get in, do you keep those signs as oh, I tried, or you're mad and you throw them in the garbage?
Well, like, how much money have you spent on these signs? Especially those big ones with the big wooden...
The wood.
Yeah, like those are not cheap, right? Like, I'm sure that you're spending a lot of money on signs. So you kind of have to run at least twice, I would think, because...
To make your sign money back.
Exactly.
But you don't, even if you run twice, you have to win once to get a job.
Well, to actually get your money back, yeah. You feel bad for anybody who pays for all those signs and keeps running and keeps not winning.
Yeah.
That would really not be great.
There's a lot of great sign companies here in town, though, so hopefully they're supporting local.
Shop local.
Exactly, right? So hopefully it doesn't get too crazy between now and the 29th. Like, we got 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Anyway.
Yeah.
And down here in town, it was just crazy. Down at the trade show, both you and I did separate days. I did Saturday, you did Sunday. Over 150 vendors. I'm always surprised by the turnout of this, because on paper, the trade show, right, it's just a bunch of booths with people willing to talk to you for the most part, and pens. Now,
balloons.
You did the mistake. I did not take my kids to it, because I knew once you unleash the kids, it gets a little bit crazy. You took your kids, and it's been a week now. Where's that bag of swag?
Oh, there's 2 bags. Each kid came home with a bag, and the bags of swag are exactly where they were last on Sunday. So they're sitting plunked on the middle of my island with pens and candy, although they do dig in for the candy every day. So, but yeah, there's, you name it, they're still in the bag there. And but we have enough pens to last at least like a year or 2.
And those bags won't just mysteriously disappear, right?
There's a weekend coming up when I actually will have some time to go through some things.
Just gone. I don't know, honey, where they went.
I'm saving the pens, though, let me tell you.
Yeah, but it was so big that they're saying we need to do 2 a year, which is actually excellent, because walking around, it's not just businesses. And as we said, there's so many new people in town. And you don't know what Cochrane has to offer unless you're talking to these businesses and organizations. And it's so cool just to see how big it continues to be. I talked to one woman who says she's been doing it for 40 years.
Wow.
She remembers doing it at the Cochrane Arena, the old rink.
Okay.
And she's like, watching it grow from 12 businesses to this behemoth has been something really special.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. So coming up this weekend, though, it's Mother's Day. There's a ton of brunches and markets, and also backbreaking labor with putting trees into the ground.
That sounds perfect. Is that what you're gonna invite your mom to town to go do that and do that for your
Mom.
wife?
No, it's actually pretty cool. So they are bringing in around 800 trees to plant in between. So it's like the SOS Center. There's a traffic circle and like a little area there that's not the off-leash dog park, but right by the river.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And that is where they are putting 800 trees.
That seems like a lot of trees in a not huge area, but I guess they're little trees right now.
Yeah, they're just the babies, right? So they're asking for people to come out and help, and I think you have to bring your own shovel, and you just put some trees in there.
That's pretty cool, helping out Mother Nature on the weekend for Mother's Day.
Exactly, and that's on Saturday. So if your family does drag you out to it, you can use that as collateral to be like, I need brunch, nails, and my hair done all in today, and going to stay at a hotel. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
Exactly.
life.
Let me sleep in on Mother's Day. Yeah.
Well, that's everything going on in Cochrane right now. You can check this out on your favorite podcast services. Until next week, we'll talk to you again.